Ross and Risky, man. Thursday. We in the garden. What up, Ross?
What's going on, man?
Everybody tap in with us, man. Tap in. Game 5, we live with y'all, man. It was looking like the Knicks were getting ready to cruise to a blowout win here in Game 5. And backside's getting a little tight right now, Ross. It's getting a little tight.
So as it's sitting here now, Knicks up 16, 184, about 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Bridges just hit a 2, up 18. So I mean, the Knicks. Okay, let's get to it. So I will say, you living up to the truth teller, because I thought this was the kind of fight we was gonna see from Minnesota, me myself. And
I told you, man.
Minnesota folded in, and the Knicks fighting. If they can hold it out, this is a big win because just the power of the Garden. Protecting home is important. It's big for the confidence. Now we've seen New York go and win at Boston. They stole 2 at Boston. We see New York come up with some games where we counted them out and they get a dub. If New York can play a game like this 2 games in a row, that game 7 in New York gonna be rocking. So
I told you, man. I called it.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that wasn't with us last week, I said I got Knicks in 7. I'm going with I love it. I love to be a part of stuff like this. So I got Knicks in 7. We coming to y'all live. You see, we in the Garden right now. We got to get through this right now in New York. Got to get through this. The Pacers are playing this interesting because there's a coaching move you can make here in these types of games where kind of this score at 15, 16 point range. Whereas if you're Rick Carlisle, do you say, you know what, white flag, we'll go back to Indiana, or do you try to win the game, right? It's what is it, about 6.5 minutes left, and it looks like Indiana's still trying to pull something out here.
Well, the problem is game 1 was this type of game, and they stole it. So with Indiana, it's like, okay, we're not out in no game. If we're not down 20 with 1 minute left, I mean, the way Neesmith heated up, you really can't count them out. The Knicks got to be careful and just play smart basketball and not get sped up too much,
Yeah, so 104-88, 3.5 minutes left is what I'm showing. That's what you had. Let's make sure you keep updated on where we are right now. Looks like the Knicks are going to hold on from what I'm seeing. Looks like the Knicks are going to hold on and close this thing out. Let me go back and say this about Jalen Brunson. This is what we talked about on Tuesday. I said Jalen Brunson. Well, I'm sorry, not Jalen Brunson. When we were talking about Anthony Edwards, how he needed to come out for that game. That's the way Jalen Brunson came out today. Jalen Brunson came out the first quarter, set the tempo from the jump. I'm gonna be aggressive, and we're gonna get rolling. He had 30 points at the end of 3 quarters. I don't know what he's at now. What is he at now? Let's see. What is Brunson at? He's at 32. So he slowed down a little bit, but 12 of 17 from the field. That's a superstar in a big game. We're gonna get to some stuff after we finish up with the Knicks here. We're gonna get to some stuff because I got some comments I want to make about Anthony Edwards in his post game. Not criticizing the young man, but I do have some comments I want to make, some cautionary comments I want to make to Anthony Edwards and his supporters, because there was a little bit of youthful ignorance, I believe. I'll phrase it that way, youthful ignorance in his press conference. And I understand when you're young, you think never, it's like I tell me, when you in college and you hanging out, you think the party ain't gonna never end. And then one day you wake up and you got graduation next week. You're like, oh, yeah, it's over. It's the real world. Like, so yeah, man, it ends. So we're gonna get to that, but let's make sure the Knicks take care of their business right now. I'm looking at the Pacers, Ross.
I was just going to say this. I was about to get on it.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we're fair with everything that we do in terms of criticism. We praise not only just here on this show after the game, but everywhere. You heard everywhere, everybody going crazy about Halliburton. I heard people say it was the greatest game they ever saw. And here's where I have a problem. Nick Wright just recently put him in Club Superstar. And his club superstar, Halliburton. Here's why I'm always kind of hesitant on Halliburton. Hell of a game he had in game 4. As we stand right now, 6 points on 1 for 6, 5 assists.
He got 1 field goal and 4 free throws. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? And I know people are gonna say, well, he's real point guard. Okay, well, 5 assists still. I mean, what? Like, I don't know what he's out there doing. He's a right now for the game. He's a minus 21 with him on the floor.
So this is my only, and that's always, I think, gonna be the knock on him. And I know I've had to turn around and give him some credit because I was wrong. He's overachieved. But if we look, this has been it the whole playoff. So I'm looking going back to Milwaukee, 10 points, 21 points, 14 points, 17 points, 26. Going to Cleveland, 22-19. Had a 4-point game, 11-point game, and a 31-point game. You come here, like, we got to give this is why you can't just put all the credit on one person. We got to give the Indiana Pacers a lot of credit because they allow their superstar to be able to have these nights like this, and they go unnoticed, and people forget real quick because you got guys like Mathurin giving you 23 off the bench right now.
He had it's just great game
look,
again.
another 9 free throws. So that's 19 free throws he's had in 2 games off the bench. Off the bench.
And how many minutes did he? And now he has played a lot more minutes tonight. Yeah, he played a lot more minutes tonight. 20.
But just come on now. So but I think with Halliburton, like I don't know if any other superstars could just do what he did. Ant played bad. If Ant dropped 6 points, unexcusable. You know what I'm saying? If Shea had a 6-point game in the Western Conference Finals, like, this is why you can't really hold him to that. He getting a little bit unfair treatment, I think, because you can't really hold him to that superstar standard. Because even during the regular season, he averaged 19.
That's why it's so difficult, because once you label a guy, at least, the way historically we've done it, once you label a guy a superstar, that means we're penciling you in for certain numbers. We're going to, even if you have a bad game, penciling you in. Like, now you might get 25 points on 20 shots, but we're penciling you in for 25, right? This is a bad look for Halliburton tonight. I got to call it what it is. Minute 39 left. New York Knicks up 108-90. They're definitely going to win tonight's game. It's going to be interesting now in the next day and a half of how Halliburton reacts. Does he now come out in game 6 and feel like he needs to be aggressive? Because to your point, Ross, with the way that Indiana plays, it's a lot of flow in their offense. It's not the way the Knicks play where they play through Jalen. It's a lot of flow. So now does he come out in game 6 and say, I got to approach the way Jalen approached it to try to do a knockout blow? And does he come out over aggressive? And does that maybe throw off the game plan for the Pacers? Because I'm going to be 1,000% real with you, Ross. You just got blown out in game 5. A lot of pressure on the Pacers to close this thing out in game 6.
A lot of pressure on the Pacers. And that's what I'm saying. The Knicks, what we've seen, the Knicks can go win on the road. Mm-hmm. They're built like that. They can go win on the road. I'm looking at Indiana, and I'm looking, even Halliburton, his shooting numbers have been pretty low. So, I mean, he's had more games like this than he's had like the game previous. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's had more pedestrian games. So we're looking Neesmith, he ain't have too good. Nembhard's playing great. Mathurin's playing great. McConnell. Obi has been playing great. Yeah, I mean, at home, those others probably have a better game. But Halliburton
Siakam was quiet tonight as well. Let's not forget him. He was an all-star this year.
He got what, 23? He
got Siakam?
I think he's leading them in scoring right now.
I got him at 15, what I'm showing.
Oh, 15. So who's leading them?
Siakam. No. Mathurin,
Math.
23. Yeah.
Oh, 23.
Siakam,
Mathurin got the 23.
yeah, Siakam got 15 points on 13 shots, 5 of 13 from the
And
field.
Obi
6.
got 11.
Yeah. Like, we keep talking about Obi Toppin, though, Ross. And it's, I believe that he's made himself some money this run with the Pacers. You look at him with the Pacers, they have so many guys that Carlisle tries to find him minutes, I think, on a different roster. No disrespect, but if you switch him out for like a Kyle Kuzma, I think they're way better in Milwaukee. No disrespect to Kyle Kuzma, but Obi Toppin's gonna give you way more. You know what I'm saying? He can
you gave him to the Lakers next to Luka and LeBron.
Now you got,
that'll be your Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, remember when Luka last year was playing with, what's my dude's name? He kept throwing the lobs to the
Derrick Jones.
Derrick Jones. Yeah. Now you gotta watch all that backdoor action because that's lob. So yeah, I think Obi Toppin earned himself some money this offseason from somebody. I don't see him coming off the bench next year. I just don't. If you're Rick Carlisle, are you scrapping this game? You lost right now. I'm showing the score 108-90. So right at an 18-point lead. Are you just scrapping this and you saying, hey, we going to, because now you got a choice to make. If you're not really a choice, but the mindset, if you're Indiana, has to be, we're pushing all our chips to the middle of the table for Game 6.
Man, because you don't want
to go back to New York. You don't want to go back to the Garden.
You don't want to change too much. And you, like, if you're Indiana, we've been rolling. We played the same way. Let's just continue to be us. If you New York, and before this game, I actually think the pressure was on Tibbs because I was saying, all right, Tibbs got to come up with something more than just we got to want it more, or we got to play harder, like a lot of times the Knicks been fighting and scratching the whole playoffs, and a lot of times that's the answer when Tibbs is coaching the team. So him playing Shamet, him playing McBride, him actually coaching, you know what I'm saying? We see the Knicks. So now with Carlisle, like he's done such a good coaching job the whole playoffs. It's like, I don't know. You don't want to overcome. Like, I wouldn't make a big move if I'm Indiana. Now, he's been playing the Shepherd kid a lot, and the Shepherd kid played good defense. But I don't know what it is. Mathurin's been playing. Like, nobody on the Knicks can stop Mathurin, though.
Let me say this, though. I think he's due a bad game, though. He just had, I know it's a lot of free throws, but I think, like he's had 2 games back-to-back with 20-plus points off the bench. So he's due a 6-7 point game. Expect I just like average out because he's not he don't average 20 for a game. So he's due a 6-7 point game here coming up.
And the Neesmith kid, he cooled down a little bit, but the thing with Indiana is this is the scary part about Indiana. You can't really, coaching wise, you can't say, all right, we're gonna take away Halliburton because the rest of those guys can beat you. You can't say we're gonna focus on we got to stop Mathurin. You know what I'm saying? Then next thing you know, Nembhard and Neesmith kill you. So for the Knicks, they got to just keep playing hard, try and slow the game down and grind it out as much as they can. And for Indiana, I really think it's just the styles make fights type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got a team that want to run and get out and running. And if they start early and get out and running, it's hard for the Knicks to keep up the whole game. And for the Knicks, you got Jalen Brunson, who, hey, if he started out and he hit his first 3 out of 4, he probably in for a night.
But I like what Tibbs has done, though, Ross, to your point you were making just a bit ago. You don't got to play. Listen, he wasn't playing the bench at all. So he don't got to go from, but just him giving Shamet 14 minutes, Wright 10 minutes, McBride 18 minutes, Precious Achiuwa 5 minutes. Just giving them some, that gives your guys now. Look at the minutes now. Brunson 34 minutes, Towns 36, OG 30. You know what I'm saying? Like that gives them just that little bit of rest that they need, so that come the second half, third, fourth quarter, they can still play that style you want to play, where it's because you're not losing anything defensively by putting Shaman in the game. Like, that's why I kept saying his name early in the. I'm like, why isn't Shaman playing? I was convinced that it had to be maybe he's rehabbing something, because he's a guy that's willing to play defense. He can make open shots. He doesn't do crazy, silly stuff with the ball. He's played in big playoff games before in his career, right? So, like, it's not like he's a professional. He's an NBA professional basketball player. He's ready to go, and he's still got some tread left on those tires.
And even the Wright kid, Darrell Wright's younger brother, even him, like he's scoreless tonight, but what he gives you just with playing smart, like you said, having some experience, like. And this is an NBA problem. This is why it's good to have veterans on your bench. This is what your bench is for. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to get younger. This ain't the time to be bringing young guys that ain't never experienced, and now you ain't play them all year and bring them in playoff. Get you some vets on the bench. Shaman ain't hardly played all year. He ready.
Plugged him in. He ready to go.
Ready. No, like you said, ain't gonna do nothing. Bonehead. You can trust them. You know what I'm saying? Right. D-line right. This is why you need vets on your team.
Agreed.
You know,
even think about that Miami Heat team with the big three, the Heatles. If you look at that bench, what they had or surrounded them, all veterans, right? You was coming off Mike Miller, Shane Battier, what's my other dude name that was a 3-and-D guy? Posey.
James Posey.
James Posey. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming off the bench, you're bringing in Alonzo Mourning. You're bringing in, what's my other dude name? Bright skin power forward. PJ Brown. Was it PJ Brown? Yeah.
PJ Brown.
You're bringing in guys who they're not going to. Right. You're bringing in guys who we don't need them to necessarily get 20, but they know how to play basketball. They're professionals. They're going to come in here, not turn the ball over, and keep
throw off the flow. Come in and add whatever you give us is gravy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that now you get that's how they got that Mike Miller game where he just went crazy from three. You know what I'm saying?
Now Mike Miller hit 5 threes, and now it's the Mike Miller game.
Right. Right. And that's all he needed to do. He didn't need to do nothing else. That 15 points was all he needed to score. That's it. That was gravy, right? So yeah, I'm with you. Some of these teams, they need to have. Now, look, OKC, and we'll talk about them here in a bit, they got the best of both worlds because their guys coming off the bench are young and they play really well. You know
but to me, and we talked about it, Caruso is a vet now. I mean, if you look at
I'm with
on that team, he's the vet. He's the vet.
One vet they have, though, because he not only is he a vet, he's won a championship before. I know y'all don't like the bubble chip, but he got him a ring.
And like, even though this might be what 6th year, 7th year, like he is the vet over there. He stayed in college 4 years. He probably, Caruso probably pushing 30, one of the oldest dudes in that locker room.
Yeah.
And he come in there, and all year we talked about it early on in the year. They weren't even using them. They were saying that was a bad trade because they didn't even really need them. Now you look at playoff time, Caruso, you throw him in. He's been clear cut, probably the best 6th man of the playoffs.
Oh no, I personally believe that he won them that Denver series. His defense, his defense won him that series. He's 31 years old, and I'm with you. His defense won them that series, and it's something also to be said about a guy who has played with superstars before. When you're a role player and you've played with superstars, you know what it is, right? He won a championship with LeBron and AD. He understands exactly what a superstar needs from me. I'm not going to get 10, 12, 13 shots a game. I'm going to get 5 to 6 shots. I need to make 3 to 4 of those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to you, to my young bull at the gym today, Drew. We were playing in the game, and he was the guy that was open the way that like the other team was defending us. They were leaving him open. He was missing shots. Now he can shoot, but he was missing shots. We ended up winning the game, but after the game, I'm telling him, hey, you got to put some of them in, right? Like when you're on a team and they're coming off of you and you're supposed to be a shooter. I'm not saying you got to make all of them, but you got to put some of those shots in. And so we got Alex Caruso and some of these guys, and I think Shaman can do that for you. So here's what we're looking at now. If you're a Knicks fan, shout out to my Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go. We in the building.
New York City.
I told y'all we was going to do this in Game 5. Listen, I've been calling this shit. I'm on my Negro this shit. I told you, Ross, going back to the I've seen these scripts a lot of times. I'm 42. I've seen a lot of these scripts. Going back to the Timberwolves, see, I said, Ross, they're going to blow them out in Game 3. I said, Game 4 going to be tight. They blew them out crazy in Game 3. Game 4 was touch and go. OKC won it. I told you after watching Game 4, I said, Ross, I watched OKC, dude. I watched Minnesota. I saw them let go of the rope. I told you I saw them let go of the rope in game. I could see them letting go of the rope. But team sports are so fragile, right? When you got guys who are playing roles and minutes are being, divvied out. And when I saw the way the coach was doing Julius Randle, when like he didn't see he got it going, okay, we're just gonna play Nas heavy minutes, Alexander Walker heavy minutes, and we're gonna play spot minutes now for Julius Randle. Well, now you got a guy who's a multiple time all-star who's not engaged anymore. And now you got friction on the team. So I said that's not good. I thought they let go of the rope. And then for them to come out and just get blown out the way they did in Game 5 was embarrassing. I thought the Knicks were going to win Game 5. Game 6 is gonna be I think it's gonna be a classic. I think we're going to see a classic knockdown, drag out in Game 6. I like the Knicks. I don't know what the line is on the game yet. Can you check that out for us, Ross? Can you pull up something? Do we got an early line yet? Yeah, get an early line on Game 6. I would love, because I know the Pacers are going to be favorite. It's probably going to be, what do you think it's going to be? If you had to handicap it right now, 2, 3, 4 points max?
Yeah, Pacers by 2.5.
2.5? Yeah, that's what I would think. That's what I would think. It can't be too many points. And if I'm gonna say this out there to y'all. Listen, if you gamble, that's up to you. Don't put it on me. But if you catch a line that's 4 or 5 point, man, jump on that. Pause. But jump on that.
Let's see. What's the early line?
Yeah, okay. We can get an early line.
So it'd be Saturday. Oh no. Pacers by 4.
Oh, I might get me some action. Because that line's going to move. That line's going to move before Saturday. So you're more locked into the betting world than I am, Ross. If it's opening at 4, if it gets bet down, what do you think it's going to get bet down to? It might get bet down to 2.5, where it's going to close?
Yeah, but something will have to happen. It'll have to be
so you think 4 might be a solid line?
Somebody's knee soreness. Somebody got some soreness around the knee.
So you're saying that 4 gonna stick?
It'll be like 4, 3.5. Yeah,
maybe down to 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. It's gonna be there though.
Man, I think 4 is a lot of points.
No, I ain't gonna lie. The thing is, in Indiana, though. I'm looking. So Indiana at home. What are they at home? So in the playoffs,
94 was the final tonight.
In the playoffs, Indiana's 11-3, and they pretty much dominated at home.
They've been protecting home.
So I mean,
this is a different challenge we're looking at, though. Now, Ross, what we're looking at now is a trip. Understand where we are now, right? Here's where we are. You got a young team, and every game starting tonight, technically, every game you play here on out, the Eastern Conference trophy is in the building. The trophy's in the building. The champagne is in the building. Like, think about that. You know that as a player, the champagne is here, the trophy is here. It's going to be in Indiana.
Obviously, it's one or two things that either you win or lose, but I think one or two things. Either Halliburton goes crazy or either he lays another dud like he did tonight. I don't see no in between. We're gonna get to see.
He just wasn't aggressive enough for me. 7 shots just isn't enough. Like, look at this. I don't know about, okay. So Siakam took 13 shots. Outside of Siakam, the two guys with the most shots were both off the bench. Toppin with 10 shots and Mathurin with 10 shots. Like no starter took, other than Siakam, no starter took more than 8 shots. So you had Nesmith, and look, they just put him on the bench. And again, this could be the thing I was talking about, where the coach Carlisle is saying if he ain't got it going, we'll go with Mathurin, because Nesmith only plays tonight. Now was he in? Let me see. Was he in foul trouble? I didn't catch the whole thing. Wasn't in foul trouble. Just didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So,
and there's something going on, I think, with like Mathurin and I don't know if they really like Mathurin or what, or he more than likely he wants to be a starter and he's coming off the bench.
He got a little Jordan Poole in him.
It was a little up and down all year with the Mathurin situation. Now they're winning, so everything's good. But I'd be interested to see if, like you suggested, if Mathurin laid a dud, who gonna step up? Because right now Mathurin is giving you everything you need. Nembhard ain't really shooting well. Nesmith's cooled down. Halliburton ain't shooting the ball well. So somebody gotta wake up.
For the season, Mathurin averaged 16 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's coming in letting that thing go.
Yeah, letting that thing fly.
He coming in letting it go. He coming in looking to score. He's not coming in trying to fill out the game. No, I'm coming in the game. This is why y'all, how Paul Pierce said when he went to Washington, this is why y'all brought me here. This is why I'm here.
See now, Josh Hart being put on the bench, I think
those minutes match up a little bit.
It just allow you to kind of bring somebody off the bench with some energy, even though we know he could be a starter. And even though Mitchell Robinson ain't giving you nothing, because he ain't giving you nothing. But I think, one, it should help with Cat from picking up all them dumb fouls, even though he picked up some dumb ones today. And then 2,
5 fouls today.
Yeah, and then 2, like Robinson can play 20 minutes. And like you say, that allows the rotations. Just, now you bring a Hart off the bench, then you bring a Shamet, D-Line Wright. Okay, now you actually got somewhat of a rotation. But them guys, they've been doing a good job, at least this game they did a good job of getting out at the shooters. Now let's see what, on the road.
Robinson tonight.
One thing we did see.
Go ahead.
One thing we did see though, Minnesota beat the dog mess out of OKC and then turned around and got smoked. So it's all good when you're back against the wall. You got to win. Now let's see Indiana back at home cooking. They done got this go see they lady at home. You know what I'm saying? Them boys get to show up feeling good. You know what I'm saying?
Mitchell Robinson tonight was 3 for 3. He played 20 minutes, 3 for 3, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 blocks. So, I mean, listen, 6 points, 3 for 3, 2 blocks, 6 rebounds, 20 minutes. That's solid production for Mitchell Robinson. That's solid for him. I mean, you know what I mean? Because if he had 2 blocks, that the way I look at centers like him who are defensive centers, if they have 2 blocks, that means they probably changed another 4 to 5 shots.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he in 20 minutes, I'll take that. And like you said, Hart off the bench played 34 minutes. So he's still playing starter minutes. I mean, and I like this. It's a subtle move, a la Popovich with what's my dude name?
Boris Diaw.
No, that boy's DL
Ginobili.
With Ginobili. Yeah, Ginobili would come off the bench, but would play starter minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
at the end of the game, Josh Hart's going to be in the game at the end. Ginobili was in the game at the end. So, I always tell these guys, when you're a role player like that, it don't necessarily matter if you're a starter or not. It matters if you're going to be the guy in the game at the end. And he's going to be the guy.
Well, and I think what's underappreciated is it takes a certain type of mindset. You got to be ready. And Josh Hart's one of those, and he's started on teams. He's come off the bench. Yeah. Like he's that Swiss Army knife where mentally he's strong enough to where, he just wants to contribute to winning. Like that's the one thing about Josh Hart. Now he gonna make some dumb bonehead plays sometimes, but like you say, when the game is in the crunch time, you can throw him out there. So that's another thing with the kids though. A lot of kids, look at Julius Randle, look at other cases in the NBA where you would have lost somebody by putting them to the bench. You know what I'm saying? And
but that's what I'm saying though. But that's what I'm saying though. Julius Randle, this is where I don't think Phil Jackson was the best X's and O's coach. And although people give him credit for the triangle offense, that's not even his offense. That's Tex Winters is the triangle offense guy who was on his staff for all those years in Chicago and LA. What Phil Jackson excelled at was people, right? He was great at being able to manage people and pushing the right buttons on people. And this is why, it's different the way that you handle a Josh Hart versus the way that you handle a Julius Randle. Pause. Julius Randle, we got to be honest. You can think how you want to think about him as a player, but he's a multiple-time All-Star, right? I think he's been All-NBA at least once in his career. He has an ego. It just is what it is. We can say, oh, you shouldn't, but he got an ego. So you have to treat him, if you're going to discipline him or bench him, it got to make sense to him so that you don't lose him. Because in his mind, y'all letting this MF play in front of me, you know what I'm saying? I done made all-star teams, all NBA, and y'all got Nas Reed playing in front of me. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to lose him because you still want him to be engaged. But to your point, a guy like a Josh Hart who's 30 years old, he's played on 4 or 5 teams. I think this is either his 4th or 5th team. So he's played on multiple teams. He understands his role at this point in the NBA. So you can coach him differently than you can handle a Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? So him going to the bench, like you said, he's done it before. No big deal for him. It's not an ego hit. It's not a blow. He knows he's going to still play big minutes. So he's good. And this is where the coaching comes in. And you kept saying it. I got to applaud you on this because you kept saying it. You kept saying that the coach in Minnesota was getting out coached. You kept saying it. He's getting out coached. He's getting out coached. And I believe after you said it 3 or 4 times, say, you know what? I don't know how long he's going to be there. I don't know how long he's going to be there.
To circle back to that, yeah, he got out coached because Oklahoma City, what they were doing to Ant, and you got to go back and remember, I'm a Gator fan. It's the same thing they did to Walter Clayton on our run to the championship. They sent the extra man at Ant every single time. We're gonna challenge you to make the right play and be willing to give it up and trust your teammates. And to be honest, it really stumped Ant. And you went to his remarks. He spoke about it. Yep. He said it. Hey, they confused me. I didn't know what was going on. Hey, they was on the string, got there on the string. 8 men on the string. He just spoke about it. I mean, he probably was a little too blunt about it. Just, where we would want to see him, challenge himself and really lock in and try to figure it out. But you look at Oklahoma City, it was clear what they was doing. And when I say you getting out coached is when you can't come up with no adjustments, you can't from game to game, it should be a chess game. Mm-hmm. And you get that day in between to go and come up with something, some kind of strategy, and then that next game we're gonna show you something different. And that's what it's about. It's not just okay, Ant, go out there and make more threes. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that was really it. Like we in 2 years we haven't seen an answer outside of that game. What was that, game 6 with Rudy, when Rudy went off on the Lakers? Game
Yes.
5.
Game 5.
That was game 5. Outside of that game 5, we ain't seen them come up with no type of answer on how we can use Rudy Gobert to help us win. We haven't seen, when Mike Conley ain't hit a jumper in the last 2 playoffs. Yeah. We ain't seen no type of Alexander Walker was going. That should have been a switch. Try DiVincenzo.
Make the move. Yeah. Let's make the move. Yeah.
You benched Randall when he struggled for a half, when he's been your best player the whole playoffs. He played a better playoffs than Ant.
Like, and that's when I said, that's why I was saying, when I was saying they let go of the rope, I'm watching Julius Randle's body language. I'm watching how he's moving. And like you said, he had been great for you all playoffs. Now he had a couple of games where he struggles and you just give up on him.
Rather than you take the hit and come up with a game plan coaching. You like made him the scapegoat.
Let me ask you this, Ross. What happened to, and maybe I'm just too old and I remember like really old good coaches. Man, not one coach yet this postseason has made headlines with a post-game press conference. What happened to like coaches turning up in press conferences and like,
they want a clickbait response from the players so much they don't even hold the coaches accountable.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen a losing coach have to go up? The Missoula, I think Missoula was the closest thing, and that's just because he's
he got a reputation for being a wild boy. Yeah,
but outside of him, like we haven't even seen them really go and make the coaches answer the tough questions.
No. Let's play some Anthony Edwards real quick. So we talking about
JJ.
this.
Outside of JJ made some. Hey, don't forget JJ.
They know JJ a crash out though. JJ, I never thought of JJ Redick as a crash out until he became a coach. JJ as a player is just like kind of boring and bland. As a coach, this MF is a crash out.
No. They asked JJ, why did he play the guys the whole game? He said, "You asked me this because I'm a rookie head coach." Yeah, you asking me this because yes, JJ made some headlines. Outside of JJ, the NBA coach is getting a little boring, bro. A little tired.
No, he is, because I'm used to these coaches. The way I came up on Phil Jackson, on Greg Popovich, on Rudy Tomjanovich, on Pat Riley, Doc Rivers. I'm used to these coaches going in the media and talking a certain way because what they're trying to plant the seeds for is next game.
And it would be game by game. No, you're right though. It would be game by game.
Yes.
Like even Steve Kerr, when it was Steve Kerr and Tyronn Lue, like that was a game by game. Okay, what you gonna do when we do this? Okay, well watch this. Okay, we're gonna start Iggy this game. Yeah, now y'all got to match us and go small. Yeah.
Like we're seeing a lot of stubborn coaching, right? Like shout out to Tibbs for being willing. And that's why I think New York has a chance to win the series, because Tibbs is willing to say, you know what? F it. I got to play some guys off the bench. But hold on, let me play Anthony Edwards though. I want to talk about Ant-Man. I don't want to disparage the young bull, but I want to talk about his comments. Let's pull him up real quick from the presser. Where he at, though? Let's go, Ant. Talk to me.
Does it feel like to come up short of the finals 2 years in a row?
It's exciting. I don't know why people would think it would hurt. I mean, it's exciting for me. I'm 23. I get to do it a whole bunch of times. I'm hurt more so for myself, for Mike. I came up short for Mike. Like I said, we tried last year. We couldn't get it. We tried again this year. We'll try again next year. But hurting is a terrible word to use. I'm good. Yeah.
Looking at Mike and his longevity, how hard it is to get there, does that put this in perspective at all too?
Yeah, I'm gonna work my butt off this summer. Nobody's gonna work harder than me this summer. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, I'll try to make it happen again for Mike.
Do you have things that you want to work on headed into this offseason?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give out that information.
Now, look, shout out, man. I really like Anthony Edwards, and you definitely shouldn't tell people what you're gonna work on this offseason, right? But here's what I'll say, Ross. Here's where I have a bit of I guess I'm gonna kind of rain on this parade a little bit. And maybe Mike Conley talked to him, right, when they got into the locker room. These opportunities, you don't know how often they're going to come around. Like, you're not entitled to make the Western Conference Finals every year. That's not a thing. That's not a thing that you're just going to be in the Western Conference Finals every year.
So you saying don't take it for granted.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just take this like, hey, I'm going to have a bunch of more bites at this apple. Are you? Are you? Because you might
is
not.
That his way? Is that his way of humbly saying, we're gonna be back? You know what I'm saying? It's, like, I feel like he was trying to tone himself down against his natural way of how he talked, that he came out wrong. But I think regular Anthony Edwards is shit. We're gonna be back in this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
can I give you a comp to what he said?
When John Morant said we're good in the West?
No, I ain't gonna go there. To Giannis. Remember when they talked to Giannis about losing? And he started trying to be a philosopher about how, like, there is no losses, is this and that, and it's just now he wants out of Milwaukee. See? Like, Giannis a couple of years ago was talking about, like, oh, if you lose, it's not a big deal. You just still okay. Why you want to leave Milwaukee then, Negro? See, if it's no big deal for losing, why are you trying to leave? Then stay in Milwaukee. Like, that's what I'm saying. Stuff
he might be tired of the cold. You say he want to go to LA or New York. He might be tired of.
It's cold as hell in New York.
He might be tired of being in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just saying, like all I'm saying is, man, it is very difficult to get to that point every year. You can't take for granted getting there. Now, with that being said, he is 23. We've never seen a 23-year-old lead a team to a championship. It's never happened ever in the history of basketball. Not lead a team. Of course, people are going to say, well, Magic Johnson was a rookie. Yeah, but he had Kareem was the best player on the team. Let's not be silly. Yeah, Kobe won a chip at like 21, 22. Shaq was the best player on the team. Let's not be silly. On this team, Anthony Edwards is far and away the best player on the team. We've never seen that, right? So I'm not down on Anthony Edwards. Like I said, I think it's just youthful ignorance. I remember, I'm old enough. I was alive. I was a baby at the time, no. But then I remember going back and seeing, because I remember being like, man, Dan Marino is a really good quarterback. And I thought he had never even made it to a Super Bowl until I found out that he went to Super Bowl like his second year in the league. And the thought process between him and everybody else at that point was, he lost this in his second year, but he gonna be back a whole bunch more. And he never got back. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even take John Elway, went to a couple of Super Bowls early in his career, lost, and then never got back to the very end. Like, it is hard to win in professional sports, bro. It is very, very difficult. And I think that at 23, he thinks, man, he looking at LeBron playing at 40, Steph Curry still an all-star at 36, 37. He 23. He thinking, man, I got a long time at this.
You know what it is? He looking at, all right, maybe not Shea, but he looking at all the rest of them young boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bron and Steph finna be gone.
Yes.
Outside of Shea, I really don't see none of y'all young niggas my age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You really look at it like it's about to be change of the tide.
Yeah.
They gonna be there, Roy.
I don't know.
Whatever team Anthony Edwards is on will be one of the final four in the Western Conference.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Do you have them making the Western Conference Finals next year?
I mean, depend on roster movement, but I'm saying throw Anthony Edwards on any team. They're making the Final Four in the West. They're at least making second round.
Because here's what I'm gonna tell you. In LA, I'm pausing ahead of time. We seeing skinny Luka out here already. We seeing skinny Luka in the offseason.
Hey, that boy went to LA and got on his Ozempic. Stop playing with me, bro.
We seeing skinny Luka out here. Hey, we seeing skinny Luka. We say, hold on, is Luka taking his offseason serious?
You ain't gonna like him skinny.
Pause. You ain't gonna like him skinny. It's crazy.
Hey, you know the Ozempic come with mood swings and all type of stuff,
shit.
man.
He got on the Ozempic.
That boy on that Ozempic. And then, you know, the best thing about Luka though was his strength. Honestly, you know, Luka, he was like that James Harden where his size you know, like dude's trying to stay in front of that you know what I'm saying? Like in the way he plays, the way he plays basketball, initiating contact and all that, like the size worked in his benefit. So I you know, even though he probably would be a little step quicker, I don't know if I like the skinny Luka. I ain't ready to just say we were looking for a skinny Luka. We just don't want the Luka drinking the beer right after the game.
I'm just gonna put it out there for people that if y'all want to get down with how I'm getting down, I already got money out there for the Lakers to win the championship next year. I got great odds already. And got some great odds. I didn't put some paper out there. I got the Lakers winning the chip next year.
I like Dallas before I like the Lakers.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I like whatever team Anthony. I like Minnesota before I like the Lakers.
No, you don't. Because hold on. So you think that whole team is coming back intact next year for Minnesota? Of course not.
I think Minnesota might be in the KD sweepstakes.
What that's gonna do? KD couldn't even get his team in the play-in.
No, but you bring him next to that young boy.
What that gonna do?
If we sent Randall and
so now y'all gonna trade. Now y'all mad at Julius Randle.
Well, I think with Minnesota they're at a point where, okay, do you pay Nas Reed and keep him? Do you bring Rudy back? Do you bring Randall back? Like they got to figure out which one.
But if we're Phoenix, why would we trade KD in the West?
Huh?
If I'm Phoenix, why would I trade KD in the West?
I think Phoenix is gonna do a total rebuild because they about to pay Bradley Beal to just leave. They don't even
but you're paying Bradley Beal to leave. Why do I want to bring in salary from Julius Randle? That's not gonna help us.
Well, what they need because you're gonna have Booker still, you know, he's their guy. So you're gonna need a point guard and you're gonna need a big. So I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody like DiVincenzo and Randall or DiVincenzo and Gobert.
Hey,
yeah,
we in here. The Knicks, baby. Hey, we gonna do this thing.
Hey, shout out
to this thing,
City, man.
The Knicks are gonna win this series. But go ahead, Ross. I'm sorry.
I would love to be out in front of Madison Square Garden right now. Have you seen the Knicks fans out there?
Knicks in 7. Let me see if I can find some. Yeah, the Knicks gonna win the series.
Get a reaction.
Let me see if I can find some. Let me see if I can find some on Twitter.
I got one right here. I'm gonna send you one.
Because you know the TNT crew there, everybody turning up.
Yeah, they out there.
Everybody turning up.
Let's see, Knicks in 7.
I I think the pressure's gonna be too much for Indiana going back home in Game 6. I can see the Knicks coming in there winning that thing in Game 6, and I promise you, the Pacers do not want to go to the Garden for Game 7.
Ooh, rocking.
They don't want to have to.
They had Naughty by Nature performing at halftime.
They ain't even from New York. They from Jersey. What the hell?
Oh, you know they stick together. Oh, I got one right here. I'm about to tell you.
Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, we saw they had my boy Stephon Marbury, J.R. Courtside, Walt Frazier. It was rocking in the Garden tonight. My boy Timothy Chalamet. Did everybody see Pat McAfee on that game in Indiana? That was good. McAfee let him have it. Now I'm interested to see how it's rocking in Indiana. But it looked like Madison Square Garden going crazy. I'm looking. They acting a fool outside of MSG tonight. It's going crazy. Shout out New York City. New York up right now. You know, shout out to all my people out there.
I got to show you this, Ross. I'm still an avid collector of I've never been a big baseball card guy. I got a few baseball cards, but I've always been a basketball card collector. I stopped for a while, but I picked it back up over the last couple of years. I went out right before Shea won the MVP, and I did buy me a couple of SGA cards, some nice SGA cards I was able to pick up. You know what I'm saying? Nice, a couple of nice little SGA cards I was able to pick up. You dig? A couple of SGAs. You dig?
So now that he MVP, that price go up, huh?
Oh man, listen. Yesterday's price is not today's price. I picked this up too. This is a rated card, so these are a little bit more expensive. I picked this right here up, a rookie Wemby. Yeah, that's a rookie Wemby right there. I picked that up. But here's the pride and joy of what I picked up the other day. Here's the pride and joy of what I picked up the other day. Ross, you ready?
Stop it.
That Bronny James. That's the one, Ross. That Bronny, baby. We got that young bull, Bronny.
Stop it.
I picked me up a Bronny James, and that is not the East Bay Lakers. That's the Los Angeles Lakers. Shout out to Bronny, man.
You got to go ahead and check what I just sent you, bro.
Okay,
looking live from New York City.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull up what we got here. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. Let's see what we got here from New York. Here we go. I got it. Okay. Boom. They turning up out there. Let's go, New York. Talk to us.
Shout out New York.
Six and 7, baby.
That arena rocking.
Ain't nobody left yet. Everybody's still in the building. Man, it's finna, listen, Indiana, y'all better take care of business, because I promise you, you do not want to go to the Garden for a Game 7. The NBA won't allow you to win.
Oh, yeah. Hey, now, if they got an opportunity to, even put their hands in that pot and be able to kind of control it, the Pacers got to go ahead and win without it even being like, you got to really go smack them, because even if it come down to the referees being allowed to even, manipulate at any beat, if it get a Game 7, Scott Foster definitely is gonna be on the call. So be careful.
Hey, why you always going at Scott Foster, dog?
Hey, we know what the NBA do. They call that the cleanup crew. They got the cleanup crew they send in, whenever they need to clean it up a little bit.
Hey, The cleanup crew is crazy. Oh, let me find. Hold on, I got another New York Knicks. You see me another one. Hold on. Let me see what the Knicks say. Oh, we outside too, huh?
So many people outside, man, going crazy.
Yeah, we outside too. Let's go, New York. Let's turn up. We outside too. Ain't nothing like it, dog. They turning up.
Nothing like it. I seen the little crowd in Indiana behind the inside the NBA set.
They was trying.
It was like 35 fans in Indiana, white dudes.
Man, they was trying. They wasn't making a dent.
New York shut down the whole street.
You feel me? It's going down. Yeah. Look, man. I think OKC would beat the Knicks in 5 games. Just because they are just way too good, way too deep. Pause. But it would be best for the NBA if the Knicks are in the finals. With that being said, I don't know. I say they're too good and too deep, but now all of a sudden with Cat down there, now you got to play the big white dude. What's his name? So now he got to play big minutes now. So that kind of changes your lineup, right?
And he's from New York. New York traded him to OKC.
They did trade him. But again, so right now, well, that series is over. But against Minnesota, because they don't throw the ball inside, they didn't have to play him a lot of minutes. Right. But now if you got Cat who starts killing Chet and those guys with his back to the basket, now you got to put him in the rotation. And that, not saying that he can't play, but it kind of changes up what OKC likes to do, where they can kind of put Chet at the 5. They can play some smaller guys. They can get away with playing like Lou Dort at the 4. You know what I'm saying? Or
thing is with OKC, they got so many guys they can throw.
They got a bunch of bodies. They got a lot of bodies.
Woo, man. Caruso, then Lou Dort, then woo, man. That them bodies they can throw on you. And we looked at it yesterday. The all defensive teams. Yeah. You still got Jalen Williams. You got the other kid, Wallace, off the bench. You got Caruso, Dort. Like they and Shea was on that list pretty high up. Like you got 5 all defensive caliber guys. It's gonna be tough. I think this is definitely one of them years. You remember when Miami when Miami went on that run with what's my boy Strus and Gabe Vincent and Kendrick Nunn and all them. And Miami made that run. They weren't supposed to be there. I think this year is similar to that run. We clap our hands. Good job for making it to the finals. OKC gonna whoop whichever one. They don't stand a chance.
Yeah, it looks like OKC is on their way, man. They just look too good right now. I think, and as much as I like this New York team, they may be hamstrung because I don't know if any moves that they can make this offseason, because they just went and got Bridges. They just got obviously Cat. I don't think you're gonna move from Cat. So you told Cat, Bridges, and Brunson is your core at this point now. Hart is kind of like a super glue. He ain't even a regular glue. He a super glue guy for you. Mm-hmm. Is your boy OG? Is he movable? Can you package OG, Robinson?
I'll be honest. I would get rid of Bridges before OG. I like what OG does defensively, and I think offensively, him next to Brunson works a little bit better. Where I think Bridges would be better somewhere else. I don't know if him and Brunson really at this, them being friends and liking each other is different than really like
we're trying to win.
Yeah, both being able to take each other to the full to your best capability. So I think Brunson kind of holds him back a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be tough, but it's not over yet though, man. I still think the Knicks win this thing. I think they go to Indiana. I think they win Game 6, and then we in. Look, somebody just sent me this right here. They said this was the. They said this is what they woke up to today in New York. Orange and blue skies, baby. Oh my bad. Hold on, that's the wrong goddamn thing. Hold on, here you go. Orange and blue skies, baby. That's what they woke up to. They said in New York. Orange and blue sky. They knew it was gonna be a good day. They knew it was gonna be a good day in New York, man.
Hey, I'm a Gator fan. I believe in that type of stuff. That's for real. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the Knicks so much. You know what I'm saying? It's the colors, man. It's the colors. It's the colors.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I think so here we go now, man. This is the first night in a long time. No basketball tomorrow night at all. That's gonna be different. We got basketball coming back though Saturday from the field house in Indiana. It's gonna be rocking this weekend because Rick Carlisle and the boys are gonna try to go all in. They gotta try to finish this thing in Indiana.
Yeah. And we gotta give a shout out inside the NBA. If it don't go to Game 7, this will be the last night of Inside the NBA.
I think they got one more. I think they got another broadcast. The NBA don't want them to leave like this. This ain't it. We got one more show. We got one more in us. Pause. I think Inside the NBA, Ken NY, shout out to Kenny Smith. Ken NY is gonna have one more date in New York. And I still think the Knicks pull this off, man. That I understand that means the Knicks gonna win 3 games in a row. They just won one where they pretty much won wire to wire tonight. I think Game 6 is gonna be a close one, and I got to be honest with you, Ross. I think Game 7 the refs are gonna help the Knicks win. That's just my prediction. I think Game 7 the refs will not allow the Knicks to lose Game 7 if it gets back to the Garden.
Hey, if we're gonna cheat, we might as well make some money off of it. So I'm with it. Come on,
Jay-Z ain't been to it. When the last time Jay-Z been to a Knicks game? I bet you he show up for the finals.
He a Brooklyn fan. He ain't a Knicks fan. Brooklyn.
Man, you know? Listen, it's the finals, dude. Everybody who's somebody showing up to that shit in New York for the finals.
You know, Jay-Z ain't been outside since them bogus allegations.
I know, but this the finals.
Diddy
in
stuff
New York.
might be too hot. Yeah, Jay-Z might stay. We're gonna get a whole lot of Fat Joe. We're gonna get Jadakiss. We're gonna get Joe
50.
Budden in round 2 and row 2. We can get 50 in row 1. You know, what I'm
definitely
saying?
gonna get what's my dude name? What's my man, the comedian?
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan gonna definitely be there.
Ben Stiller's been there, home and away. Of course, you know all the legends. We're gonna get JR, Mello. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody gonna be in the building. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. If the Knicks make
I want to see like Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys make an appearance. I want to see the OG 90s New York. You know what I'm saying? Stand up. Yeah. Give me the Locks in the house. Yeah, let me get a Styles and Sheet Luch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me get a Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be. If the Knicks make the finals, I think it's gonna be pandemonium in the Garden.
It's just better for the NBA. You know,
it is. No disrespect to the Pacers, but this ain't the year that we need 2 small market teams. We need the Knicks in the finals this year. I ain't gonna lie. We need the Knicks. Anything else before we get up out here tonight, Ross?
I think we good, boss.
All right, my dude. We'll be back next week, man. We may be coming back to y'all. No matter what, the finals are gonna be set because it's gonna be Saturday and then play Saturday. No, Saturday and then Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, it's every other day, right? Let me double check. I think it's every other day. So yeah, they're gonna play schedule. So we got a game on Saturday. And then Game 7 will be on Monday. So, Monday. we might tap in Monday. We might just save it for Tuesday because Tuesday we're getting ready for the finals. So this is technically our last show before we get to the NBA finals. So let's go ahead. Let's go on a limb, Ross. Who you got for the finals? We already know OKC's in there. Is it Is it the Knicks or is it the Pacers?
I'm gonna go Pacers, but my heart going with the Knicks. But I'm gonna go Pacers just logically.
I'm with you. I'm going with the Knicks, man. Go New York. Go New York.
You riding the wave.
Oh, I'm with him. I'm going off vibes. Like the kids say, I'm going off the vibes. I'm going with New York off the vibes. Y'all tap in with us, man. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, we definitely do appreciate y'all, man. We got some cool ish coming up for football season. Y'all want to make sure y'all stay locked right here. We got to talk about it too, Ross. They just came out with the odds for the MVP. I'm a little disappointed because Patrick Mahomes is not even top 3 for the MVP odds this upcoming season, which is blasphemy, by the way. Blasphemy, I tell you. The man just went 16-1, and he not even top 3 for the MVP? Are you kidding me? They got a guy, I ain't going to reveal who it is, but they got a guy top 3 who didn't even make the playoffs. But anyway, we'll get to that.
I don't know if Mahomes win another MVP. Hot take.
Okay, Ross talking crazy tonight. Let's go, man. We out of here tonight, dog. We'll holler at y'all next week. NBA Finals next week. That's what we're talking. We're also getting into some NFL, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep it tapped in with us. We out, man. Peace.